Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Shawnee Talks Lifestyle. I'm so excited I could be with you again on another Tuesday. Now, today, you really want to get in front of your screen or phone or iPad or whatever and really take some notes because today is going to be really important as to how you're going to shift upcoming in this new year. And how many know when you prepare for a new year, you start now, not in the new year. All right. So before we get into this amazing talk on today, I want you to go ahead and go to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't on Shawnee Talks Lifestyle and watch this quick commercial. And we'll be back with you in a second. All right, everybody. So I am back with my awesome guest, Rachael Hannible, the personal finance coach. So if you don't know, now you know. And she'll tell you a little bit more about her, but really quick, I just want to let you know she's a best-selling author, and you can actually find her book on Amazon. I actually have one of her books. I have an Amazon store called the Books I Love, and I have her book as one of those books that I love. It's called Amber's Magical Savings Box. So this makes an amazing holiday gift. It's for kids, but I think adults could use it as well, just to be honest. Anybody can. So I would say give it to anyone. But today we're going to be actually giving away some books in a few. But I'm going to let Rachael just share her story and a little bit about herself.
Well, first, let me say thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. I was excited about this, like leading up to this. So thank you. I'm excited about our conversation today. Welcome to all the new people. I am Rachael Hannible. I am a personal finance educator. I am an author, and I'm the founder of Missing Peace Financial Group. PACE, where I teach financial education for kids starting at age of 3, going all the way up to adults age 100, with ranging from topics from credit, entrepreneurship, budgeting, planning for retirement, all those things. So I became completely debt free. I paid off $94,000 worth of debt, including my student loans. And I saved up $60,000 in cash, and my credit score is currently 840 without any like tricks or anything. So I use my story to hopefully inspire and encourage other people to take control of their finances as well.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I feel like people are not taking control of their finances. I feel like it's taking control of them.
Mm-hmm.
And with Christmas, only 2 days or 3? I can't count. How many every day is this week?
Yeah.
With Christmas here, even though it's pandemic, people are feeling the pressure to prove something, do something. Kids are still wanting some sense of normalcy during the Christmas season. So what are some tips or some advice that you're giving people, even though they've done all their shopping, like what are we supposed to do?
Well, first of all, we need to make sure we are buying things for the right reasons. You need to be clear on your why. Are you doing it out of guilt? Are you doing it because you feel like the kids did miss out on different opportunities? Like maybe graduation, maybe different events or things that you normally do in the summertime or whatever it is your tradition is. And if you're doing it out of guilt, then that might not be a good reason for doing it. Or even if you are buying gifts for other loved ones and you feel like you're doing it out of obligation, or you're doing it because whatever, or you're trying to buy love. I mean, I think around this time, we buying things for a lot of different reasons. So I think we need to be clear on that. But just to make sure that you have a plan, definitely have a plan. We're going into a new year, and I know we're going to talk about this in a minute, but you need to have a plan for your money because your money's going to run you, like you said.
Definitely. All right. So before we get into these awesome plans, can you tell everybody you just came out with this new awesome book? We're going to be giving away 10 of these on the show today. Can you tell us about, first, let's go back to Amber because I love the Amber's Magical Saving Box. I have tons of those in our house. So tell us about that and then lead up to this new awesome book.
So, as a personal finance educator, I basically found out that there is a lot of studies that show that our financial habits are formed by the age of 7. So, whether you have like these negative triggers or you have like these issues or these bad habits with money, it's formed by the age of 7. And that kind of creeped me out a little bit when I heard that. I was like,
Right?
I hear about money before 7.
Wow.
And so I wanted to do something to kind of stop that cycle, to kind of help the people, those babies in their single digit years, to try to form positive habits of positive connections and positive triggers with money, and getting the understanding that money is a good thing. Money is a great thing. Money is a tool. It doesn't grow on trees.
No, I
So
wish.
I know, right? That's where Amber's Magical Savings Box came from, and it's an interactive children's book, and it teaches kids about money, about earning and saving money, about using this tool. What does this even mean? What do we even need it for? Like, and how do we get it? And how they can be a part of the solution and not just kind of, they can participate in their financial freedom early. And so it kind of teaches them early. It's for ages 3 to 10. Amber is my niece, so I wrote in honor of her. She passed away at the age of
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
In a way that I can kind of like, share her life and also give the next generation of millionaires what they need.
That touched my heart. I'm not going to shout out my friend, but I have a friend whose daughter actually passed away. I believe she was around 3 too, and it was a brain, some kind of brain cancer that she had, and
Hmm.
she had no idea that her daughter was suffering with this. And it just really has been a heavy weight. And though it's only been a couple of years, I'm almost feeling a little misty right now just talking about it. But I just saw how that impacted her life. Now I didn't have a child that I birthed and lost, but I lost 2 children in the womb, so I know how that felt. And so I really applaud you with that, even that being your niece, of carrying her legacy in that way, of sharing that beautiful gift with people, because it's blessed our family. Our kids each have their own Amber's Magical Savings Box of books. So I have this link below. Like I said, I have one of your books is one of my favorite books. I have the books that I love in my Amazon store. So you can go and try to, if you want to get that, you can get that there. And then now we're going to talk about this awesome new book, which you only can get this if you count below I want it. So this is the time now. If you're on and you want this free book, and it's, look, I don't know why. Look, anyway, it wasn't free. I paid for it. So here we go. But it's free to you. So come get this book because this amazing is going to change your life. All right. So tell us about it.
So, Pep Talks Personal Finance Workbook, it is an ebook to basically make you feel like you're sitting down with your coach. You're taking your coach home with you. And so I know there's a lot of people who feel guilt and shame around their finances, and it prevents them from wanting to go and see a personal finance coach. And so this was my way of meeting them somewhere in the middle, giving them something that they can kind of do this work on their own. And it's gonna ask them some questions about, like, where do you want to be, calculating your net worth. Like, it's a real workbook. You got to do some work in it. And it also was to raise money for my millionaires in training classes for the teens, the kids going forward. I have a lot of programs that I'm rolling out for the new year. And so with this ebook, we've been able to raise over $3,000 for the programs. And so I'm really excited for all the things I have working for the kids. So you help yourself, you invest in yourself, and you invest in our future millionaires.
Definitely. All right. So I'm going to be watching this feed because I know I'm always the odd hour of the day when I come on, but I always have people that drop in here. So anyone that says I want it, all you have to do is type I want it and you get the free book. And actually, we're able to give it to you through email. Is that right?
Well, I created a special coupon code just for your show.
Yeah. Okay, great.
When you go to RachelHannable.com, when you go to buy the ebook, just put in Shoney Talks and
Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it's only going to be for 10 people. So that's how they go. All right. So, and I definitely have my own copy because that's how I invest in my financial wellness. Just like you get your checkups at the hospital and with your doctor a couple times a year, you should do your financial checkups.
yeah.
All right. So let's get into this then. Give us some things we should be looking forward to and how to invest in ourselves this year as far as investments go for your finances, maybe even the budgeting tools or anything that we should be doing.
Well, we should definitely take this time, and I hope that we have already kind of like gone through this a little bit in 2020. That the two key words in 2020 was essential, right? Essential and gratitude, right? And so it's like, well, we really need to think about that. Really need to take that attitude going forward. Is it essential? We need to have an essential budget, and you need to outline what is important, what is a must have. Separate your needs from your wants. And I
Mhm.
think people really struggle with that, thin line between needs and wants, that blurred
Right.
line. It's really not blurred, but we blur it out.
With men and women is blurred because what women want and men want is different
Yeah,
or
yes,
need.
absolutely, right. Whole conversations we need to have here.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you definitely need to have those what I call millionaire moments. Have those conversations with your
That's nice.
kids.
I like that.
Have conversations with your spouse, your mate, your loved ones, even your parents. Like, make sure you know what their wishes are. Make sure you know what they
Yeah.
would like to live in retirement. Because we are shifting from a generation whose biggest financial obligation is student loan, that to now shift into a generation whose greatest financial obligation is taking care of their parents in their later years. And so that's soon going to outweigh student loan debt.
Right.
And so we need to make sure we prepare for have those conversations.
Yeah. And I want to say something about that because I've seen all these posts online about y'all really don't know what's going to happen with this election. I know we all sitting on our seats, we're biting our nails, we're like, what's going to go on? We don't know. But then there's this whole, you've seen the post about this. It could possibly be some forgiveness for student loan. I don't know, but this is what I'm going to say. Don't put your eggs in one basket. Now, what do you want to say, Coach Rachel? What are you trying to tell us about that?
I don't know how I feel about this whole student loan debt thing. I feel like it's like a dangling of the carrot type thing, and it's really bothered me. I never like anything
Yeah.
feel like you dangling the carrot in front of me. And by the way, nothing is free.
No,
So
right? So where's it coming from?
we're gonna pay for it some way, shape, and form for sure. Like, it went from, oh, we're gonna eliminate all student loan debt, and then it was like, oh, we can eliminate 50,000. Now it's like, oh, 10,000. I'm like, that's a big jump from
Yeah, that's a
all.
big one. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
uh, and then the fine print, I can only imagine what that's gonna look like. So yeah, we gotta really think about how we plan on moving in the future. We want to think about, like, if you know you're gonna be a millionaire, if you know you're gonna be making good money and be good in your career and great in your business 5 years, 10 years from now, why plan on
Mm,
giving your money then? Go ahead and pay what you have now or whatever, so that when you get there, you'll be financially free for real.
definitely. All right. So I know somebody's watching this and they're like, I want to be a millionaire. I'm not sure if I could be a millionaire. What is one thing Coach Rachel would tell them if they're thinking about that's something I want to do, but I really don't see that for me. I don't know how I could do that. What?
The number one thing is to live below your means. And it
Okay.
sounds so simple, I know, but majority of Americans literally spend more than they make, like, every single month, like an ongoing thing.
You're right.
Just during Christmas season, or not just during Valentine's Day season or whatever. It's like, no, most of the Americans are literally constantly spending more than they're making every single month. I had posted in my finance tips on Friday that, yes, Michael Jackson holds the trophy for the highest earning deceased person 10 years in a row.
Oh
How
my goodness.
He also holds the record for the person with the most debt. He died with $500 million in debt. And he mentioned, even before his death, what he called a financial crisis. He mentioned that he was in a financial crisis when they asked him, like, why are you going back on tour? Like, why can't you just hang out, just chill? And he's just like, he's stressing about money. Just imagine that simple principle of living below your means. You would think that everyone thinks that making more money is the solution to their financial issues. And I say,
Not. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna get in detail, but I had my own financial things that I had. I went. It wasn't things I feel like I caused. It was caused to me. And you can sit there all day and you can rehearse the story of how it happened in your head, and but at the end of the day, you still stuck with it. You have to do what you have to do.
yeah,
And so, I don't know if that could be some of the people that are going to tune in today because with this whole pandemic happening and you didn't foresee somebody passing away or you didn't foresee losing that job and, not being able to pay for your house or whatever the case. what are some things people can do? Are there anything out there maybe they're not thinking about that of how they can move?
Well, you want to make sure, one of the tips in the book I will say is to create a legacy box. You want to
Mm,
make sure that everyone knows who to call if something happens. And it doesn't have to be like if you're dead, but it could be a
right.
situation where like you're not able to speak for yourself for the moment. And guess what? I don't want to do if I'm your daughter, if I'm your loved one, or if I'm your sister. I don't want to sit and try to figure out who to call at your job and keep getting transferred to 12 different people and retelling the story of what happened to you. Like, I don't want to do that. Create a legacy box. Create a place where everyone knows where this information is. Put down who we should call. Put down your insurance information. Put down your doctor's information. Are you allergic to anything? Do you have, what are your medical issues? There are a lot of people who are literally sleeping with someone who doesn't know this information. They don't know who to call at their job. They don't
Girl,
know.
it's like, I'm gonna take you on a date. What's your legacy?
It's like crazy. So it's like, again, everything I named my company Missing Peace because everything I preach is around peace. How can you create more peace in your home? How can you create more peace in your life? And this is one of the ways that you can do that. You can make sure that if something happens to you, we're not wrecking our brain. We're not going crazy trying to figure out who we need to talk to get you some solutions, to get you some help. So that's one of the main things. I know this year threw a lot of people off guard and they didn't have things in order. They knew they needed to have in order, but this is the time where we can do that. Because guess what? There's going to be another pandemic, another recession at some point. It's just going to keep
Oh
happening.
yeah, it's history. It happens. So you got to
Yeah.
prepare. So they're going to be in this awesome book that you wrote on here on this show. But if maybe they want to take it a step further, maybe they want to do some other things. What do you offer?
So I offer one-on-one personal finance coaching. So you can have a session, we can sit down and we go through where you are right now and we go through where you want to be. And we create a personalized plan. This is step-by-step of how you can get from where you are to where you want to be. It's not like it's not a one-size-fit-all. I never believed finances was
Right.
one-size-fit-all. I actually believe that people should sit down with finance coaches at least once a year, but definitely before you do something big, like before you buy a house, before you buy a car, before you get married, before
All
you
right.
really
Got
make
that
sure,
right.
right?
You
You really
found
want,
out some things. You're like, wait a minute.
because I also coach married couples too. I coach couples in general, but married couples is like we should have had this conversation before the walk down the aisle thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people be thinking because in the society we live in, everything is quick. Everything is the outside, like superficial. But it's time to do some internal work.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. A lot of people have that mindset too, like.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about oh Lord, what was it? In the scripture, it was talking about the 10 talents
Yeah.
and the one that had buried what he had gave him and did nothing with it.
Yeah.
Like I always think about like what has God given us, whatever resource that he's giving you, you're making something, whatever that he's giving you. What have you done to invest back in it? Or are you just comfortable sitting on what you have?
Right. Right. Like,
Like
how are you?
hoarding.
And yep. Multiplying that. How are you doing that? Yep.
Yeah. So are there any things that you do too in your coaching where you're teaching people how to multiply their streams of
So we
income?
definitely about I believe that God has blessed us all with gifts and talents, and that your gift will make room for you. And I believe that. And I've yet to see a person that wasn't true for. And so I yes, we talk about if that's something that you want to do, if you need another stream of income, we definitely talk about what are you good at? What is it that everyone comes to you for? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you is there a problem out here in the world that you feel like you can solve? Because a lot of
Mhm.
people think that entrepreneurship is working for yourself, and I say no, entrepreneurship is working for the people. You're solving a problem for the people,
That's
and
true.
for as long as they have this problem, you want to be the
Awesome.
solution problem. You want to be on the line.
Yeah, because if you
And
solve it for yourself, you're gonna be your own customer.
right. But I also always, especially when you are, running certain businesses, it's always important to do something that you love. It's always important to do something that you're passionate about, that you have a heart for. Because there's going to be moments where you're going to be like, I don't want to look at this paper. I don't want to, get on this call or whatever it is you want to do, you don't want to do. But then your passion is going to fuel you. It's going to give you that energy. It's going to refill you, and you're going to be able to keep doing it because you want to do something that you can do you want to start something that you can do for a long period of time. And so, yeah, think about all those things. We definitely walk it through in our sessions for sure.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning on. And before we leave, like I said, if you want this amazing book that she has, I already have mine. So if you want it, make sure that you comment. I want it. I already see those who have, and you'll be getting yours. And those who will come on during this replay, make sure that hopefully you're within those amount of people that I said, and then you'll get yours. But if you don't, she has the book available, so you can tell them where to get it as well for those who missed it.
You can go to RachelHannibal.com. That's RachelHannible.com. There's you can get the book. There's all information to request a one-on-one session. There's also information to request a Millionaires in Training class for your teens. We have finance parties, or you can do a one-on-one personalized party if you have a child who needs to learn about certain things. So make sure you hit RachelHannibal.com. RachelHannible.
All right, so you got it here. You can go ahead and get the free one from me. I'm selling it to your life if you want it by commenting I want it. And when those are all going, which I know they will be, then you can also go to her site and get RachelHannibal.com. Get whatever that she has. I think you should get it all, just to be honest.
Make sure only one N in Hannibal. So
it's only one N. Oops. Okay. My bad. See, usually people get the first part right. I didn't mess up the last part. My goodness. All right. That's why I like her, because she's going to make sure it's right. All right. So make sure you go to RachelHannibal.com. And, money matters, y'all. So make sure y'all money is mattering on this, now and this year coming up. Make sure you're doing what you need to do. All right, Rachel, thank you so much for coming on. We're following you. We're supporting you 100% behind you. She is from Philadelphia, so this is like one of our own here. So not only are we supporting her because she's from Philadelphia, but because she actually knows what she's talking about, okay? And she has fruit to what she's doing here. And so we want to support that. And she's making changes in the lives of not just adults, but children. She's going around. I think you have programs in schools and all kinds of things that she's doing where she's investing back in the communities. And so this is something that I'm definitely for. And that legacy box thing, I'm going to check that out in the book when I go get mine, because I thought that was really cool. But thanks so much for watching Shoney Talks Lifestyle. Make sure you go to RachelHannibal.com. And if you want the free book, make sure that you comment, I want it. Go get your family members, children, whoever, they can get it too. And we'll see you next time on the show. Bye.